Okay, so these have spent now at least 24 hours in the freezer, so these are rock solid, which is fine. And what you want to do now is take these out, let them sit out for about an hour to let the outsides get a little bit more softened, but you still want the insides to be frozen because that's what's going to hold it together when it's out on the smoker. I've got my coals going now, so the chimney is starting to heat up, and I'm going to dump all that in my smoker. I'm using hickory wood today, and we'll let it go. It should probably take about an hour and a half, 2 hours. These are a little bit bigger, so maybe closer to 2, 2.5. But because this is mostly beef, the beef is done earlier than any other kind of meat. So that's fine, but remember that this has got pork in it. So you want to be able to cook it to the internal temperature of the meat that is inside of it, that whatever the minimum internal temperature is. So because it has pork in it, you need to cook it up to at least 140 degrees internal. Even though it's higher than the amount that you need for beef, it is what you need for a safe cooking temperature for pork. Now, if you wanted to do these where you're not using pork, either you're keeping kosher or eating halal or something, you can absolutely do this, or maybe you just don't eat pork. You can do this either just all beef, or you can use turkey bacon and turkey sausage in order to avoid the pork, or if you simply want to go for a less fat version of that, you can do that with those meats, but then you have to cook it to the internal safe temperature of poultry, which is 165. So keep that in mind. And also, if you're using a less fat kind of meat to mix in with the beef, then you're also going to be decreasing the amount of moisture, the fat that is going to be rendered out within this cook. So you may need to add in some more beef broth or chicken broth or something that's going to add some moisture inside of this. So when you're mixing it up, take that into consideration too. So what we're going to do now is we are going to take these and unwrap it. And remember, because you're using the saran, it comes just right out of here, no problem. You don't have to dig it out. Nice cold brick, and put it right on your cooling rack, which I'm just going to take the whole thing and put it right on the smoker. See if I can get this thing up. There we go. So we're going to unwrap this, put them both on. See how easy this is? Super easy. Make sure all that plastic is off. It is. I'm going to put it right on the cooling rack, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and cover it with a very thin layer of yellow mustard to hold my spicing. And remember, this is the spice that I mixed up myself. It's got some cayenne pepper, it's got some paprika, it's got some onion powder, some garlic powder, a few other green spices, oregano, Italian seasoning, things like that. Use what you like. The difference between this one and, say, the Cosmos Q is Cosmos selling his own rubs and things like that. Use what you like. This has got some spice in it. For me, that's what I like. But use what you like. If you just want it a little bit more toned down and you would rather use just salt, pepper, garlic, that's cool too. Don't forget, you're getting a lot of the flavor from what's already inside, as well as the smoke and the heat from your grill, from your smoker. So this is what I like to do, and it works for me. And all the other ingredients are going to provide that flavor that I know that I love. Another great I told you I'm using hickory because it's a nice medium flavor of a wood for smoke. You can use a lighter wood like a pecan or any of the fruits like the apples and the cherries or walnuts or things like that. Or you can use, if you really want a thick smoke, you can use a mesquite or an oak. It's totally up to you, but that's what I'm going to be using. So I'm going to put this all together and we'll drop it on the smoker and we'll come back to it. so this is just going to get dropped right on the grill, just like this. And that's it. Oh, actually, you got to put the probes in. Nearly forgot. Now the core of this is still pretty rock solid. I'm gonna put it right in the middle. But that's okay, it'll cook out pretty quick. Now, make sure it's on there nice and tight. And there we go. We're gonna let it go. It's gonna probably cook at least another 2 hours or so. So we'll let it keep going and we will make sure that we monitor it. Okay, so we have about 5 more degrees internal temperature to go before these are done. And they look fantastic, smelling really good. And I'm gonna go ahead and just glaze it a little bit with some Sweet Baby Ray's, but if you're trying to go low sugar or no sugar, you can use the Stubbs or any of the other really great sugar-free sauces to give it a nice little glaze on top. And we're gonna do that, let it go for a little bit more until we reach about 140, and then we'll pull it off. Just a little bit. Doesn't need to be all over the place. Just enough to give it a glaze on top. Okay, it is pulled off the smoker, and we're gonna let it rest. I'm gonna tent it with tin foil. I'm gonna let it rest for probably a good 30 minutes or so, and cool down a little bit, and then I will slice into it. Okay, so let's see how it goes. So it has had some time to rest a little bit, cool down, and let those juices settle. And so what I'm going to do now is cut into it. Now, just to let you know, there's a lot of meatloaf. I'm not eating all this on my own. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take at least probably 2/3 of this, and I'm going to put it in my handy dandy vacuum sealer and save it for a rainy day. Maybe gift some of it to some friends. If you know, it's not uncommon for me to give a little bit of barbecue, pulled pork, brisket, or whatever to a friend that maybe helps me around the house or something. There's a lot of different uses for it if it's not just for you, and that's fine too. Don't forget, I doubled this recipe. So anyway, let's give it a shot. I know I'm not cutting nice and clean across. It looks fantastic. And that's your meatloaf. Fantastic. It is soft and moist. It's got tons of flavor. You can taste the, you get a little bit of that pop, the crunch from the onions and from the crumbled bacon that's in there. You get a little bit of that heat from the seasoning that I used both inside and outside. So if you like a lot more heat, you can always add more. Even now, you can add a little bit more heat if you wanted to put a little bit of like Tony Chachere's or even crushed red pepper. There's any number of things that you can do, but this is fantastic. Very easy to do, doesn't take very long to cook. Normally, if you're using regular, smaller loaf pans that are about half the size of this, it cooks a little bit quicker, but it's always important to make sure that you're cooking to the right internal temperature. But it's got a fantastic, little bit of sweet, little bit of heat, flavor. You can get that depending on the sauce that you're using as well. Anyway, it's a great recipe. So smoked meatloaf based on, you get a little bit of the cheese in there. You get these little bitty bits that when you take a bite into it and you get a little piece of it, that's in there too. But this is based on the Cosmos Q recipe on YouTube. I'll link it below in the description. But that's kind of the baseline. You can change it up as you see fit. Remember, you can make it sugar-free. Remember, you can make it pork-free if you want. So there's a lot you can do. Anyway, I'm going to keep enjoying this. You have a great day.